Hello and good day, folks. This is Wager Detective right back at you with another Wager Detective report. Today is July 17th, 2026. Before we get into this cap between the Rays and the Red Sox, be sure to follow Wager Detective on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. Set alerts on Twitter, subscribe on YouTube, and leave comments and likes on all those platforms. Wager Detective really appreciates it, and I love all my fans out there, present and future. You guys motivate me. Let's get into this cap. We're back into it. Full slate of MLB action, and this one's going to start off the day slate. The Rays versus the Red Sox here on July 17th, 2026. The Rays, let's start them off with that. The Rays, they're 6-3 in the last 9 versus the Red Sox, scoring 4.77 runs a game. The 4 for the Red Sox comes out to 8.77 runs per game average. The Rays in this game are minus 106. The Red Sox are minus 110. That was at 11:55 this morning. As we always do with every report, we'll go to FanDuel at the end of this and see if the line's changed. But pretty much a pick 'em here. Minus 106 for the Rays, minus 110 for the Red Sox. Over-unders coming in at 8.5. Minus 106 to the over and minus 114 to the under. And again, the Rays 6-3 in last 9 versus the Red Sox, scoring 4.77 runs a game. The 4 for the Red Sox, 8.77 points per game. Last 9 versus the Red Sox, the Rays have scored 5+ 4 times, and they've only scored 2 or less once. The Red Sox in the last 9 versus the Rays have scored 5+ 3 times and 2 or less 3 times. If we look at the last 9 games at the Red Sox, the Rays, it's a complete flip here. They're 6-3 last 9 versus the Red Sox, but last 9 at the Red Sox, they are 2-7, minus 4 run differential, 2 over and 7 under. In last 9 at the Red Sox, they're scoring 2.66 runs a game to 3.11 for the Red Sox. Comes out to 5.77 runs per game average. It's a marked contrast, right? So they're 6-3 last 9 versus the Red Sox, scoring 4.77, but they're 2-7 last 9 at the Red Sox, scoring 2.66. So both teams' numbers drop, but the Red Sox are finding ways to win when it is in Boston over the last 9. Now, if we look at the last 9 day games at Boston, the Rays are a respectable 4-3, 1 over and 6 under, plus 9 run differential for the Rays in the last 7 at the Red Sox. They're scoring 3.28 runs a game to 2 runs per game for the Red Sox, and a mixed bag there, a mixed bag between last 9 overall, last 9 at, and last 9 day at for the Rays. If we look at the Rays this year, they are 6-12 in road day games, minus 13 run differential, 10 over and 8 under in those 18 Rays road games this year. They're scoring 4.27 runs per game to 5 for their opponents in their day games this year. Comes out to 9.27 runs per game average. In their 18 road day games this year, they've scored 5+ 7 times, and they've scored 2 or less 5 times. Their opponents have scored 2 or less 4 times, and their opponents have scored 5+ or better 9 times in those 18 road day games for the Rays. If we isolate it to the last 5 road day games for the Rays, they are 1-4, 2 over and 3 under, minus 2 run differential. They're scoring 3.2 to 3.6 for their opponents in their last 5 road day games. The last 9 overall, heading into the break, the Rays were 4-5, minus 7 run differential, 5 over and 4 under, that 8.5 in their last 9 games overall. And heading into the break in that last 9 overall, the Rays were scoring 4.11 runs a game to 4.88 for their opponents. Comes out to 9 runs per game average. And if we look at what the Rays have done in the road division games this year, they're 5-6, minus 9 run differential, scoring 4 runs a game to 4.81 for their opponents. And then if we isolate it further to the last 5 road division games, 1-4, 2 over, 3 under, minus 16 run differential, scoring 2.8 runs a game to 6 runs per game for their divisional opponents. Comes out to 8.8 runs per game average. So that is I could go into the pitching now, or I could leave it at the end. I'm going to try to leave it both pitchers, starting pitchers at the end. So that's the Rays side of the cap outside of the pitching. I'll leave the pitching at the end, so it doesn't make it so, it makes it easier to digest. So a mixed bag here on the Rays side of the cap. 6-3 in their last 9 versus the Red Sox, 2-7 in their last 9 at the Red Sox, 4-3 in their last 7 day games at the Red Sox. In all those splits, they're scoring anywhere from 3.28 to 2.66 to 4.77. We could do the math on that now if we just wanted to look at those splits from that standpoint. Let's add this up: 4.77 plus 2.66 plus 3.28 equals, divided by 3. They're scoring roughly about 3.57 runs per game between those 3 splits involving the Red Sox. And then we want to add in what they're doing on the road day games this year, plus 4.27. What they're doing in their last 5 road day games, 3.2. What they're doing in their last 9 overall, plus 4.11. What they're doing in road division games, scoring 4 runs a game. And what they're doing in their last 5 road division games, plus 2.8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We add that up, divide by 6. And they're right around that number again, 3.65 runs per game. If you look at all their splits, the road this year, the road day games this year, their last 5 road day games, their last 9 overall, it's a mixed bag. I mean, I think the thing that stands out, heading into the break, they were 1-4 last 5 road division games, 2.8 to 6 runs per game for their opponent. So it's like they were slowing down. And I look at the 2-7 last 9 at the Red Sox. It's not a big run differential, even though they're 2-7. They're only -4. It shows that the Rays can find ways in those 2 games that they won, where they were winning by more than a run or 2. So it's a mixed bag. Let's get into the Red Sox part of the cap, and let's just also say the Rays were 5-5 their last 10 heading into the break. They were 13-7 their last 20 games, and they're 11-9 in 1-run games this year. So, and 21-23 in road games. So, a mixed bag for the Rays side of the cap. Let's get into the Red Sox. The Red Sox went on a scorching run heading into the All-Star break. They were 9-1 in their last 10, 15-5 they are in their last 20 games, 8-12 in 1-run games. But the thing that stands out for the Red Sox is they're 17-27 at home this year. And they went on a 9 games before the All-Star break were a 9-game road trip. So they went on a 9-game road trip, and they swept all 3 teams heading into the break, which is absolutely just fantastic. I mean, you got to think the break, especially coming off of the road after a 9-game road trip, and then rolling into the break, and then having that rest and relaxation, looking to probably keep it up here. We look at what the Red Sox have done in home day games this year, not good at all. They're 5-13. So both these teams, if you look at the Rays, 6-12 in road day games, and you look at the Red Sox, 5-13 in home day games. They're scoring 3.33 runs a game to 4.88 for their opponents, and they've scored 5+ 6 times in their 18 home day games this year. So it's something to definitely keep in mind. In a third of their home day games, they have scored 5+, and we look at the Rays. They scored 5+ 7 times in their 18 road day games. Last 9 overall, like we said, the Red Sox 9-0 in their last 9 games. They swept LA, they swept the White Sox, they swept the Mets, scoring plus 34 run differential in those games, scoring 5.33 runs a game to 1.55 for their opponents. That's massive if you really want to look at it and you really want to try to tie it up. They went into the break strong. I got to think that's weighing on their minds, that they can keep this going and try to turn around their year. If you look at home division games this year, if we look at the last 9 overall, if we look at, so 9-0 in their last 9 games heading into the break, plus 34 run differential for the Red Sox in those last 9 before the break, scoring 5.33 runs per game. And as we said, Tampa Bay kind of went into the break 4-5, right? Scoring 4.11 runs a game, giving up 4.88. Red Sox went into the break 9-0, 5.33 runs a game to 1.55 for their opponents. If we look at the home division games for the Red Sox this year, 6-10, but only -3 run differential. We said for the the Tampa Bay, they're 5-6 in road division games, but -9 run differential. You look at the Red Sox, 6-10 in home division games, but only -3 run differential. 5 over and 11 under in those 16 home division games for the Red Sox, scoring 2.94 runs a game, 3.12 for their opponents. In the home division games, they swept 4 games versus the Yankees at home. They were swept by Toronto, and they were swept by the Yankees. So the Yankees returned the Yankees swept them, and then just recently, before the break, the part of that 9-game series, I believe it was, they swept the Yankees in 4 games. So mixed bag there for them. And if we look at them, though, their last 5 home division games, even though they're 6-10 on the year in home division, they're 4-1 in their last 5 home division games. 2 over, 3 under, plus 11 run differential, scoring 4.8 runs per game to 2.6 for their opponents. Whereas we said Tampa Bay, in their last 5 road division games, 1-4, scoring 2.8 to 6 runs per game. So that's a stark contrast. It looks like the Red Sox are heating up. Now, you don't know what the break is going to be able to do to teams, but again, we look at the Rays, 6-12. I'm not saying the Red Sox are better. I'm just saying the Red Sox going into the break were playing much better. They were turning the season around. And 46-48, as you can see on the screen there, they are this year. If they didn't go on that run, they would be nowhere near where they're at now. They're in catching distance of this Rays team and what they're doing, and I believe they're going to want to get off to a good start against them this year. Now, we're going to get into both pitchers for this game, and we're going to start with Griffin Jax. Griffin Jax, his last 5 starts for Tampa Bay, they are 4-1, 1 over and 4 under, so plus 12 run differential there. They're scoring 5.4 runs a game to 3 for their opponents, and those wins came against KC twice, Washington, and Seattle. The loss came against the Yankees, where the Rays lost that game 1-5. So again, the Rays 4-1 in the last 5 versus 4-1 in his last 5 starts, scoring 5.4 to 3 runs a game for their opponents. Comes out to 8.4 runs per game average, and a plus 2.4 between your wins and losses per game. So 4-1 in the last 5 starts for the Rays when Jack starts. If we look at what he's done on the year, they are 8-6 when he starts this year. He was primarily a reliever. And then I want to say about after 8 games of relieving, they gave him a chance to start, and he's been starting ever since. They are 8-6 when Jack starts this year. 3 over and 11 under in those 14 games, scoring 4.42 runs a game to 4.08 for their opponents. Comes out to 8.49 runs per game average. On the year, he's got 61 innings pitched as a starter, and has a 2.80 ERA, a 1.13 WHIP. But he is giving up a semi-concerning 1.38 home runs per 9 in those 61 innings pitched. If we look at what he's done on the road this year, the Rays are 2-4 when he starts on the road this year, -8 run differential, and scoring 3.83 runs a game to 5.16 for their opponents. Comes out to 9 runs per game average. In 6 starts on the road this year for Jax, he does have 27 innings pitched with a 2 ERA, a 1.18 WHIP, and a 0.66 home runs per 9. He did beat the Boston Red Sox this year at Boston 8-4, which leads me into what has he done against the East. And against the East this year, they are 1-0, 1-1, 2-1, 2-2, 2-3, 2-3. So when he starts versus the East this year, they are 2-3. 1 over and 4 under, and their -4 run differential. Tampa Bay is in those 5 starts, scoring 3.4 runs a game to 4.2 for their opponents. In 21 innings pitched versus the East this year, he does have a 2.33 ERA, a 1.14 WHIP, and has only given up 2 home runs in those 21 innings versus the East. He did beat Boston 8-4. He lost at Toronto 3-5, and then he beat Baltimore 4-1. They lost at Baltimore 1-6, and then he lost to the Yankees 1-5. So if we look at all that, it's a mixed bag for this team. Let's get into what Jake Bennett has done. He's a left-handed pitcher. In his last 5 starts for the Red Sox, the Red Sox are 3-2. +7 run differential, scoring 3.2 runs a game to 1.8 for their opponents. Last 5 starts for Jake Bennett, 32 1/3 with a 1.39 ERA and a 0.68 WHIP. If we look at what he's done this year overall, the Red Sox are 4-4 when he starts this year, +3 run differential, 2 over and 6 under in his 8 starts this year, scoring 3.5 runs a game to 3.13 for their opponents. And on the year, he's got 47 2/3 with a 2.64 ERA, a 0.94 WHIP, and he's only given up 0.56 home runs per 9. So he's only given up 3 home runs in 47 2/3 on the year. Now, if we look at what they've done at home this year when Bennett starts, the Red Sox are 2-2, -2 run differential, 1 over and 3 under. In 17 innings pitched at home this year, he does have a 4.23 ERA, a 1.36 WHIP, and is giving up 1.06 home runs per 9. And then to finalize it, he is 1-3 versus the East this year. 27 innings pitched, has a 3.66 ERA and a 0.88 WHIP. Guys, that is the cap right there. If we look at this game, he has lost versus Tampa Bay twice this year. 1 home, 1 away. They lost 4-8 at home. That was when he pitched against Griffin Jacks. So I got to believe in the Boston Red Sox mind, and in his mind, he hasn't beaten the Red Sox. He hasn't beaten the Rays this year when he starts, losing both those games. 9 runs to 15 runs. So -6 runs there. I got to believe if you're gonna beat this team, you're gonna have to score. You're only 8-12 in 1-run games, whereas the Rays are 11-9 in 1-run games. And you look at all the metrics. I'm looking at the Red Sox. They've definitely played so good heading into the break, winning 9 straight games, sweeping 3 teams. So when you look at that and you analyze that aspect of it, I would say that, Griffin Jacks is pitching better, but teams are scoring on them once he gets out of the game, whether it's their bullpen, they got to tighten up. He's been fantastic. Bennett has been good. You look at his home metrics, though, 4.23 ERA. And again, he's given up considerable runs against Tampa Bay. In both those outings, he did give up 4 earned runs and I believe 10 innings pitched. So they seem to have his number. But I think the larger part is, I think the Red Sox are just playing better baseball. And I think they're going to want to continue that here. You had the break, and I think it couldn't have came at a better time for that team because, again, they had 9 games on the road heading into the break. They were on a 9-game road trip, swept all 3 teams they faced, and then rode that into the break. I'm sure they're feeling good about themselves. Now you're coming home, right? Now you're coming home, and they're going to be seeing a formidable pitcher. But again, the Rays on the road this year in 18 games only scoring 4.27 runs a game, but 6-12. So teams are scoring on them. And if we look at Jax's road games this year, he is 2-4. He does have a good ERA, but teams are still scoring 5.16 runs per game. That's got to be primarily from the bullpen that comes in. They've seen this kid already. The Red Sox have. They're going to see him again. And the thing is, the Rays are hitting this kid. But I'm factoring in some different factors. I gotta, when I look at this, I gotta believe that this is a Red Sox spot. I mean, they are at home. They're playing a little bit tougher, playing better, and just the metrics leading into the All-Star break is where my decision's based off of. They're just scoring a little bit better in their last 5 home games versus the division. You look at their last 9 overall, scoring 5.33, and I think this kid Bennett is going to want to come out against a team focused and ready to go against a team that has already beat him twice when he started and gotten to him. And this time, they beat him 8-4. They beat him 8-4 when they beat him last time when Bennett pitched at home against them, and that was when Griffin Jack started, but they still put up 4 on the board. I expect the Red Sox, to score. I do believe that this game, 8.5 looks tough, right? But I still like the over here. So give Wager Detective the Red Sox on the money line here, and the game to go over 8.5. The Red Sox is going to be my stronger play here at -110, and then over 8.5 at -106. probably for like a quarter unit or a third of a unit on that, and then a full unit on the Red Sox. Again, this is July 17th, 2026. Be sure to follow Wager Detective on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. Set alerts on Twitter, subscribe on YouTube, and leave comments on all those platforms. Always remember, Wager Detective loves all his fans, present and future. And that's the call here, July 17th, 2026. Wager Detective calling the Boston Red Sox to continue their winning ways, win this game against the Tampa Bay Rays in the game to go over 8.5. Guys, thank you for tuning in. Share this video. And Wager Detective, like I said, loves all his fans. I'll talk to you soon.